In part 1, I have explained that the story proceeds just like an American horror film where the family are in the process of moving to a new home and accidentally enter a haunted place. In part 2, I will explain why Chihiro's mother was so cold to Chihiro and Haku's true identity. These two things are closely tied together and creates a whole new aspect to this movie. The most explanatory theory is that Haku was actually Chihiro's older brother. I will now explain why this theory is probably true. In part 1, I have analyzed why this scene we can tell that it is not Haku's first time meeting Chihiro. His expression and words indicate that he already knows Chihiro and has feelings for her. Now we all know from the movie that Chihiro and Haku have met before. When Chihiro was little, she fell in a river trying to get her shoe that she had dropped, and Haku was the god of that river and carried her to safety. However, in this scene, Haku tells Chihiro that he has known her since she was little. If he had only met her once, he would have probably said, "I have met you when you were little." But the word "since" emphasizes the fact that he knew her for a longer period. Haku is far more kinder to Chihiro than to any other character in the movie. Rin clearly states that Haku is a pain to be with, and the other characters are a little afraid of him. But Haku is especially kind to Chihiro and saves her before she disappears and helps her remember her true name, and even lets her see her parents. Now, I would like you to take a better look at this scene. This is the scene where Chihiro is remembering her experience of falling in the river. First, you will see Chihiro's shoe floating away, a hand reaching into the river, and Chihiro riding on the back of a dragon underwater. Now, I want you to look closely at this scene, where you see a hand reaching into the water. In the next scene, Chihiro is not wearing any clothes, probably because she was playing in the river naked as a toddler. However, in this scene, where a hand reaches in, you can tell that the owner of the hand is wearing clothes and is not a hand of a toddler. Now you may think that this hand belongs to Chihiro's mother, who tried to save her daughter. But in the storyboard that Hayao Miyazaki wrote, it is written that this is a hand of a child and not an adult. Then whose hand could this be? It would only make sense that Chihiro had an older sibling that tried to help her from drowning. It would even make more sense that this sibling is her older brother that was Haku. Furthermore, there is a scene where Kamaji says, "It is love." Hayao Miyazaki is not a director who writes lines directly, but tries to show through images. It is very queer that Hayao Miyazaki would use such direct words as love when Chihiro takes off to save Haku. When most people hear the word love, they usually think that it is the romantic type of love. But like Frozen, this love is between siblings and is love for family. Before entering this world, Chihiro has no greed and does not want anything. You can tell this from the scene where Chihiro's parents are eating delicious food, but she rejects to have any. She does not reject the food just because she feels uncomfortable in this weird place, but it is her personality not wanting things that other people do. Chihiro's parents don't push her any further because they are used to this reaction. Most kids would not be able to resist such a feast. She does not have a strong will and does not understand what is important to her and what is not. Therefore, she lets Haku, Kamaji, and Rin boss her around and does exactly what she is told. But when Haku brings her clothes and gives her rice balls to eat, Chihiro realizes that she was hungry and had wanted to eat. And for the first time, she understands what she wants. And from here on, she states clearly what she wants and what she wants to do. Near the end of the movie, she has a strong will to save Haku. Chihiro heads to where Zeniba is. There is no train back. She will have to travel to a place beyond death. There is a book called Night of the Galactic Railroad, and Hayao Miyazaki has revealed that Spirited Away has been highly influenced by this book. The theme of this book is that people are kept alive by each other. Hayao Miyazaki wanted to put this theme into Spirited Away. Chihiro is alive in this world because of Haku, and in the world of the gods, Haku is able to live because of Chihiro. Furthermore, Haku dying for his sister will explain Chihiro's weird relationship with her mother. If Haku had really died trying to save his sister, we can only imagine how shocked Chihiro's mother must have been. Losing her eldest boy, she could not have been in a normal state of mind. The fact that Haku jumped in the river to save his sister depicts that he must have been a caring brother, probably a very good child and loved by his parents. Because this was an accident and Chihiro barely remembers, the parents probably kept it a secret that she even had a brother that saved her life. It is easy to imagine how difficult it would be for Chihiro's mother to pretend that nothing happened when she has lost her favorite child. It is easy to imagine how difficult it could be for Chihiro's mother to pretend that nothing happened when she has lost her favorite child. Chihiro probably was not as a good a child as Haku had been, and her mother finds it hard to be kind to Chihiro. Poor girl. And because Chihiro's mother is stuck in the past, Chihiro's father finally takes a stand. He suggests the family should move. The plot of the whole story, a family moving to a new town, was set to get Chihiro's mother away from the place that holds Haku's memories. Chihiro plainly states that she didn't want to leave her old school, so the reason of moving could not be because of her. It is also not stated that it is because of Chihiro's father's job that they are moving. Another queer aspect of the moving is that they are moving only a little away from the city. They were probably living closer to the center of Tokyo and moved to a place called Hachioji, which is the setting of the first scene. Chihiro's father must have had to make a quick call seeing how Chihiro's mother was reacting towards Chihiro. After Chihiro apologizes for Haku and leaves with Haku, Chihiro remembers drowning in the river and remembers the name of the river. Chihiro senses that this could be the name of Haku and tells him the name of the river. Being told, Haku finally remembers his name. This is a very moving moment where the two of them hold hands and return to the bathhouse. After returning, Chihiro answers correctly that her parents are not in the pen and returns to her world safely. Holding hands with Haku, they reach the edge of the bathhouse. When Haku tells her that this is as far as he can go, Chihiro makes sure to Haku that they will meet again. And you will see their hands parting longingly. There are several meanings hidden in this scene. Chihiro has no idea that Haku is actually her deceased brother and believes that they will meet again. And because Haku has remembered his true name and has been freed from Yubaba's spell, he will now be able to become a true god in this world. In this world, as I explained in part 1, gods do not have a body and can only have an appearance when they are near the bathhouse. Therefore, Haku will never be able to appear in front of Chihiro the same way ever again. Seeing his younger sister that he tried to save, alive and grown up, must have made it even more difficult to part with her at the end. He must have tried very hard not to let Chihiro know how sad he was to part with her. Maybe the reason why he says not to look back after parting is so that she will not see Haku. This is probably why Haku's hand stays longer than Chihiro's in this scene, so that the audience can see the sadness he is feeling. It is a beautiful scene where Haku does not reveal his true identity to Chihiro, and we can see his emotions and strength as a human being. This will be the end of part 2. Thank you so much for watching. I have only introduced the theory I have found most understandable and messages that I was most surprised to find. There are many, many more theories and hidden messages, so watch the movie again and find out more about Spirited Away. Thank you so much for watching, and check out our Twitter account for information of new videos and our Instagram for pictures of daily life in Japan. See you again! Mata ne!